So Barry, thanks for doing that consultation.
Yeah.
Do you want to just tell me a little bit about it?
Well, it's real because the child in the scenario is actually my son, and what you heard about the Montelukast, the omeprazole, the thicken up and the domperidone is real, and we really do put the mixture in as we described in the consultation. So, and the hassle that you might have saw actually wasn't acted because it's very real for me in life with him.
And that's every day?
It is, and nobody has ever, it sounds like a complaint, but nobody's ever told me what to do, and fortunately I am a pharmacist and I've taken advice from paediatric pharmacists on what to do, but nobody has ever looked at Alexander, who's very visible, and said, how do you manage?
Okay, so that's quite interesting because, of course, from my point of view, I could see you were in a rush, and I imagine that that's probably also genuine and true.
Yeah.
And I just wondered, you know, how it felt that we had really a rather short consultation. Did you get what was useful?
Well, I wasn't expecting it. That's the first thing. I was expecting to just pick up my medicines and go. And to be honest, when you asked me, would you like to come into the room, I was thinking, oh no, I can't, I don't have the time, but I didn't want to be rude. But then what you did is you said, what could I do to be helpful? Which is, you know, it's on my terms, it's in my time. Okay. So that was helpful. And I wanted to ask you, why did you do things the way that you did as the pharmacist?
So I suppose, I mean, one doesn't ever plan these things in advance, but my thoughts are that when I'm having a consultation that's going to be short, the thing I need to do is I need to offer the patient the thing that's most useful to them. Yeah. And sometimes I won't know that until I've actually asked them some questions to find out what's going on. So I suppose for me, I was exploring with you what your current situation was, and then I was offering you the opportunity to get from me what was useful in the time you had. And that led me on there to being asked a question I didn't know the answer to, because actually I don't know about the compatibility. And
as a parent, that actually doesn't matter that you know. The first thing is you actually asked me how I was getting on with the medicines. I don't really get asked that.
Okay.
And in giving you the answer, you just kept things on my time scale and keeping it short, and it's okay that you needed to check it out. And offering to ring me at home, that was amazing for me as a parent.
Well, it's great to hear that was helpful, because there was a bit of me thinking, oh, great, I've just been asked a clinical question I don't know the answer to, and, you know, am I going to look foolish in the eyes of the patient? So it's kind of reassuring to hear that actually, I suppose I knew that you'd been doing it anyway.
Yes.
So there didn't really feel to me like there was a terrible urgency. I just needed to make you reassured that I was going to do something and tell you when I was going to get back to you. So I guess the end of the consultation was really about enabling us as a therapeutic partnership to move forward and you getting what you needed from our consultation.
So I think the final thing I would say as a parent is, please ask me how I'm doing. You're not necessarily going to open up a can of worms, and if I don't have time, or if you don't have time, you can still do a lot in a couple of minutes.
Yeah, and for me, I suppose my final thing is that actually keeping the conversation focused on the thing that the patient wants makes it valuable and keeps it in the timescale that you can cope with.
Yeah, no, that was very helpful, thank you.
Great, thanks.